Hey, Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and I'm joined now with Tyson Fury. Tyson, it's good to see you, finally.
It's good to see you, Michelle. It's been a minute.
Yes, it's been a minute. How are things? How have things been for you?
Good look at me. Fucking flying. Sat here with my WBC belt, Versace robe on.
Yeah.
Chilling. I'm in shape, fit as a fiddle, ready to go. Can't wait.
Yeah, you're looking good. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I was reading somewhere that said that you're going to be coming in about 20 pounds heavier for this fight. Is that correct?
We'll see on the night, you know. There was a lot of stuff that went on that stopped me from getting up to 300 pounds. We all know what that was, the family problems. Mm-hmm. So I haven't been able to just get up to that weight. It takes a lot of eating stuff to get to that weight. But the one thing that is happening is I'm very fit and I'm very strong and I'm very ready and willing to kick a motherfucker's ass.
All right. I have to read this, okay, because I hate misquoting people. So I'm going to read exactly what was said. This is coming from Deontay Wilder. There's two quotes, yeah? Yep. Even on my worst night and his best night, he still couldn't get me out of there. People try to label it as a knockout, but that's not a knockout. That's a stoppage because of a weak individual in my team who threw in the towel. What do you make of him saying that?
I don't really make nothing much of his opinions of late, because it's an opinion of an unwell person. And I've been mentally unwell myself before. And I said some stuff that when I was mentally unwell that a sane person wouldn't even say. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Do you think that he's dealing with mental health?
Very much so. I think he's a very unstable young man.
Okay. He also said, I don't know if you saw it, did you see the video from that PBC put out? He said, he was talking to himself, and he said, I only got to do half of that, he ain't good. I only got to do half of that. He ain't what people think. He's a effing cheater.
Half of what?
That's what he said. Half of.
Does that
maybe half of his performance. I don't know.
Does that sound like a sane person talking to himself, saying shit like that? I don't know. Guy's crazy.
He seems like for this fight in particular, it's a serious grudge match for him. He seems to be holding on to the real idea that you and many other people conspired against him. Really,
we did. It was all a big conspiracy. Me, Jay Diaz, Mark Breland, everybody else, the rest of his team, we were all in on it. You're not safe anywhere. We can get to you anywhere, motherfucker. Anywhere. Just let him know that he's not safe anywhere, because we've got people in high places. And all of his team are on the payroll by me anyway.
Do you feel the same way that he feels, in the sense that he really wants to hurt you? Do you feel the exact same way? Like, is this as much of a grudge match for you? Not
really.
No?
It's just another fight with another idiot. Well, he's the biggest dosser of all, the biggest fool of all, so he can have a good hiding on Saturday night. You know, a grudge match. What have I got to grudge the guy about? I beat him twice. This is the third fight. Third payday off of somebody I've already beaten twice. What's to grudge?
When he was silent at the press conference, what did you make of his silence? What did you make of the whole sort of charade?
I didn't make anything of it, because no matter what Deontay Wilder says or does, it's not going to make my performance any different at all. Whether he says anything, it's just sticks and stones, like rain coming down onto a duck that's already waterproof and it just runs off it. So, you know, it's not really an issue for me. Whatever he says it's none of my concern.
Bob Arum, gotta love Bob. Bob said that, I quote, I can't see, he's talking about Muhammad Ali, competing with a 6'9" guy like Fury. What do you make of him making the comments? Did you read those comments? Did you hear about those comments that he said?
I'm not on social media, Michelle.
Well, it's apparently not new. But
I've not been reading anything or I've been anything. I've never been anywhere. I've just been in the house, eating, sleep, train, that's it. Go to bed at 8 o'clock every night.
Hypothetically speaking, of course you may not even want to answer this, but hypothetically speaking, if Muhammad Ali were here, you know he's 6'3", you're 6'9". He was basically, Bob Arum was basically comparing the heavyweights of that era to the heavyweights of today. Like, we have Ali was 6'3", Joe Frazier was 6 foot, Larry Holmes was 6'3", and George Foreman was 6'4". How do you think that they would sort of fare in competition with the likes of you and Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, etc.?
I think that the fighters of the past were different men than they are today. Not including myself, because I'm cut from an old cloth like they are. But like the likes of the fighters around that we have today, making excuses that someone's drugged his water or whatever. I don't think that the new fighters from today would live with the old guys. Not at all. Too game, too rugged and too tough. I think that all of the lads that you said from the past would beat all of them from the future today, apart from myself. Because I don't compare myself to any other heavyweights from the past, because it's disrespectful and distasteful.
What do you make, Tice, of people deeming you as one of the best heavyweights of all time? Would you humbly accept?
You know, all of that stuff like opinions of people, again, it's not really something that I'm interested in. Whether someone thinks I'm a good fighter or they don't, that's their opinion. It's up to them, Michelle. And it doesn't have no influence or anything on my life. Is that Ricky Hatton right there?
It does look like him, doesn't it?
Is it, Rick? Yeah. There's only one Ricky Hatton. Is it?
You don't often get those little
Just
things that look
the
like.
thing. Give it here.
It's not Ricky at all.
It looks like him.
It looks just like him.
Is it?
It is, yeah. Ricky the
Yes. Spotted him from across the room. Oh, there we are. Oh, it's Ricky. It's Ricky here in Las Vegas. I used to watch Rick late at night on the box office.
Yeah?
Years ago when I was a kid from Las Vegas. And I've spotted him across the room there. The Hitman. Big up the Hitman. Yeah, to put him back in his cabinet.
That's so funny. What do you make of Anthony Joshua saying that he thinks that Deontay Wilder's he's predicting a knockout?
Again, it's just idiots' opinions. They don't really mean much to me, to be honest. Like, these are rivals of mine and they want me to lose, then I'd be the same as them. And beaten fighters. But, you know, there's a difference. I'm not a beaten fighter. And they can all gang up on me. It doesn't really make much difference. But, you know, maybe they wish that would happen. But they really think I don't think so.
You were very humble in, or I wouldn't say humble. I would say you were very sort of kind in your response to Joshua losing to Usyk. Joshua said post-fight that belts or no belts, he'd still like to fight you down the line. Is that something you would still be interested in if there were no belts on the line?
Well, this is coming from a guy who's got no belts now. But before, it was like, I don't care about who the fighter is. It's all about the belts and the road to undisputed. All that bullshit. It was never about Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder for Anthony Joshua. It was always about the belts. You know, now he doesn't have any belts. He needs to win some, doesn't he? Because if it's about belts, then it's about belts. But if it's about fighting people, it's about fighting people. So he contradicts himself quite a bit. But I'm not here to slate anybody, like I said before. Whoever we fight, we fight. I've only got Deontay Wilder on my mind right now. That's a dangerous task. But apart from that, we'll see what happens in the future with these guys. It doesn't really matter who I fight, to be honest. The outcome will always be the same.
Okay, we're not looking past anybody here, okay? I just want to say, who would do it better during media week? You, at one point, dressed up as Batman. And I don't know if you noticed, but Usyk came in looking like Joker. Did you see the outfit that he wore? He was straight up Joker.
Yeah.
Who would win the battle of mind games or I don't know, maybe even costumes for media week if you guys fought?
If we fought, then it's a no contest because, you know, he doesn't speak great English and he hasn't got the best personality in the world. So it's pretty hard for a guy who doesn't speak English come to an English place and out-talk the best talker in the history of the sport. It's not happening. So Usyk's a very good fighter, and what he does outside the ring has no influence on what he does inside the ring, and vice versa. I don't think that if I come as Batman and Superman rolled into one, it would make much difference to how Usyk approaches the fight. I don't think he's intimidated by boxers and stuff. It's just a job to him. He's had hundreds of amateur fights, and he's a two-time world champion, so he's used to it all.
And lastly, Tice, your brother's sitting right across the way. There's Tommy. Possibility of him and Jake. How do you see that?
Hopefully it happens. I hope they can both get some balls and sign a fucking contract and make this fight happen and give the world the fight that they want to see. because I want to see it.
I want to see it.
Everybody wants to see this fight. So
Yeah.
if you're watching, Jake, get this fight done. You and Tommy, get it on.
Yes, exactly. I second that. Thanks so much for your time, Tice. I appreciate it very much. I wish you all the best this weekend. May the best man win. And ultimately, you both come out safe.
I'm going to smash his fucking face in.
Okay.
And that's
All right.
what I hope I'm going to do.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
All the best.
Bye, Fight fans. Hey, Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking this icon right here and hit the bell button below so that you can receive an alert every time we upload a new video.